Hey viewers, and welcome to the first episode of Overwatch Weekly. My name is Solorio and I'll be your host for this evening. This show is primarily focused around providing weekly guides for each of the current Overwatch heroes. Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and experiences when playing Ana. I hope you enjoy the show! Welcome to my guide to playing as or against Ana. First off, let's go over her abilities. Ana is a support hero, but her damage is good and her utility is off the charts. Ana's primary ability is her biotic rifle. She can use it to heal an ally or damage an enemy. This ability does about 80 healing or damage, which is dealt over the course of a second. The weird thing about Ana's gun is that it's a fast projectile when not scoped, and a hit scan when scoped. That means that when you're firing non-scoped, you'll have to lead your target a little. Ana's secondary ability is used to look down the sights, but you won't be using it very often. Generally, you'll want to hip fire with Ana, since aiming down the sights will slow your movement speed, making you more vulnerable to attack. I really only use this scope when I need to heal an ally while still walking back from base, or if I want to pop off a few shots at a Pharaoh. Next is Ana's mobility ability, triggered by pressing Shift on PC. This ability causes Ana to fire a sleeping dart in the direction you're aiming. There is a short delay of about half a second before the dart fires, and it moves at a moderately fast speed, noticeably slower than Ana's biotic darts. This ability is great for countering ultimates and for general combat. Your target will wake up as soon as they take damage, but the sleep dart will always sleep them for at least half a second. This makes it easier to keep up a chase, or to avoid some of the damage your target could deal. Sleep Dart is perfect for interrupting Roadhog's ultimate, as well as several others, in particular, channeled abilities as opposed to buffs. Buffs change the hero's status, whereas channeled abilities are abilities performed over time. The maximum sleep time is about 5 seconds. Ana also has an active ability called Biotic Grenade. Like her rifle, it heals allies and harms enemies, but it's an area of effect ability, commonly referred to as AoE. The grenade also has an extra effect on anyone hit. Allies receive 50% extra healing from all sources, and enemies can't be healed by any sources for 5 seconds. This ability is massively useful for keeping up when healing tanks, healing yourself, and, most importantly, countering enemy healers, self-heals, and Zenyatta's ultimate, which involves massive team healing. The area of the grenade isn't huge, but it's big enough that I aim it either at a group or at the midpoint between me and another hero when I'm near him or her. One of the best ultimates in the game, Nano Boost increases damage done and reduces damage taken for the target. It stacks incredibly well with most of the ultimates in the game, except for Diva's. As an added bonus, Ana's ultimate is one of the fastest ultimates to charge up, so you shouldn't hesitate too much to use it. I prefer to use it on a Reinhardt or Diva, since their natural tankiness allows them to go straight out into the open and deal massive damage to the entire enemy team. I love playing Ana. She's my favorite hero at the moment, and a lot of that comes from the fact that her biotic grenade is powerful and has a very short cooldown. I also find it really satisfying to land my darts both on my team and the enemy. Nothing beats the feeling of interrupting a Roadhog or Genji ultimate with a sleep dart. Unlike most other healers, Ana can really hold her own in 1v1 combat because of her self-heals, her sleep dart, and her damage, which is good enough to take out most heroes in 3 shots. I generally play Ana as a teamfight hero, rather than a sniper, so, unlike other snipers, she is less susceptible to flankers. She does, however, have plenty of counters. Reinhardt's shield can block anything Ana has to offer, And due to the average damage of Ana's biotic darts, she's one of the least equipped heroes to help bring a Reinhardt's shield down. Like all heroes, Ana will also be devastated by Reinhardt's hammer if she gets too close. The one ray of hope for Ana players is that a well-timed sleep dart can interrupt a charge and save yourself or a teammate from being fatally pinned. Symmetra has a good shot at killing Ana, since her photon barrier will block all of Ana's abilities, similar to Reinhardt, while she moves in to lock on her photon projector's beam. Winston is another good call for countering Ana, with his shield blocking Ana's abilities while his damage chips away at her health until there is none left. It also helps that his ultimate is a buff and not a channeled ability, allowing him to pick up where he left off if he gets slept. Mei is also very effective at countering Ana due to her endothermic blaster, which spells for Ana's frozen doom unless she is fast and accurate enough to sleep the Mei before surrendering to the Frostfest. Ana's sleep dart and biotic grenade give her more opportunities than any other hero to counter other heroes. Roadhog is a great example, since his heal can be negated and interrupted by Ana, and his ultimate can be interrupted by a well-aimed sleep dart. Lucio often relies on his fast self-healing to harass the enemy team in teamfights and to hold a point on his own. Ana's biotic grenade is perfect for countering this. Thanks once again to her biotic grenade, Ana has a good shot at turning Zenyatta's ultimate into nothing more than a light show, since enemies afflicted by her grenade won't receive any of the massive healing Zenyatta can provide. Ana works really well with a tank-heavy team, since she's the strongest single-target healer. I find her especially effective at teaming up with a D.Va, since often D.Va's weakness is the damage she takes. A boosted Reinhardt is a great way to start a push, or clean up the attacking enemy team. I'd recommend a Mercy or a Lucio as a secondary heal, because both of them are more effective at healing up the team as a whole. As Ana, you're very much focused on single-target heals, except with your grenade. Mercy is also especially effective, because she'll have an easy time of healing up a Pharaoh, whereas you'll have a hard time lining up that shot. Deciding whether or not to play Ana is about how good you are with her. Ana's the best support in the game, but her balancing factor is the fact that she's so hard to play, because every shot has to be accurately aimed. Ana was one of the founding members of the original Overwatch team. For the longest time, she served as Soldier 76's second-in-command, and though they have feelings for each other, up to now, they have not pursued them. Ana started her career off as a sniper, before Overwatch was formed. Back then, she used a standard sniper rifle, not one that heals people. She fought with law enforcement in Egypt during the Omnic Crisis, before being recruited to join Overwatch. Sometime after the Omnic War ended, Ana befriended Gerard and Amélie Lacroix. Amélie had just been rescued from kidnapping. 2 weeks later, Gerard was killed and Amélie was captured by Talon and became Widowmaker. Later on, Ana and Widowmaker fought during an Overwatch operation to rescue scientists held by Talon. Ana managed to get the one-up on Widowmaker until she recognized Widowmaker as Amélie, and froze. Widowmaker took this opportunity to shoot through the scope of Ana's rifle, hitting her in the head. Everyone thought Ana was dead. She had lost her eye, and it was replaced with a cybernetic one. She initially tried to live a peaceful life, having been weighed down with all the fighting she had been through, but eventually she had no choice, as the situation in the world deteriorated. Initially, she disguised herself as a bounty hunter and sabotaged Talon operations in Egypt. Ana's involvement was soon noticed, and a conflict between Reaper, Hakim, a criminal working for Talon, Soldier 76, and Ana took place. This was when Ana was revealed to still be alive, and it was then that she rejoined Overwatch. Not for the cause, but in order to watch Soldier 76's back. Hey viewers, thanks for watching. This was my first foray into a proper YouTube show. I'm super interested to hear your feedback about what I covered and how I covered it. Also wanted to throw in a mention for AimBooster. When I first started first-person shooters, I was really bad. I would pick the machine gun just because with all the bullet spray, you're bound to hit something. And AimBooster.com, which I have in the description, is what I used to help me get better at my aim. I went from 30% accuracy on Ana up to all the way to about 65, 70. It was really great. And yep, so if you like the video, hit like. If you dislike it, hit dislike if you have to. Please let me know why you do, though. Subscribe if you're interested in watching more videos like this. If you're looking for more content, check out my Overwatch Moments videos. I'll have a link somewhere on the screen pointing you to the playlist and to my favorite.